Hey, good Monday evening, everyone. It is weather for Weather Geeks time as we wrap up February and head into the month of March and meteorological spring. Well, we had a pretty good day today, although it started out cloudy and damp. Showers last night left a tenth to 2/10 of an inch worth of rain in most spots. Today got off to a damp start, but then the clouds did break for some sun, as you'll see in this time lapse from Niles. Into the midday in the afternoon, there it is. The sun comes out. It was a nice afternoon, above average, although not quite as warm as it was at times. Over the weekend, we did not see any 60s across the board today. Our afternoon temperatures were mostly in the upper 40s. Our official high will go to the record books as 58 today. That occurred just after midnight. And so we can close the book on February, another above average month. All 3 months in meteorological winter were above average. December, way above average. January just a little above average, and then February about 3.4 degrees above the average. And that average factors in the highs and the lows. We just display the highs here, but these numbers are calculated using the highs and the lows. As you can see, the middle of the month, we had a long, cool stretch. We had, 9 days? 10 days? 10 days in a row where it was below average. And then ever since then, we've only had one below average day. That was last Friday. So, cold weather sandwiched in between a warm start and a warm finish to the month of February. I'm going to do a little winter forecast review, and I'm going to grade our forecast on my weather blog if I have time this evening, but more likely tomorrow. Show you how I think we did for the winter forecast, which we put out around Halloween. Parts of it were very good, some of it not so great, and the snow forecast we're going to grade that incomplete because that snow forecast is first flake to last flake, and we certainly have not seen our last flakes of snow here in the valley just yet, and I'm going to tell you why here momentarily. All right, tonight we have a front that's kind of sprawled out across the Great Lakes, the southern Great Lakes. It's producing some showers up in western New York and a little frozen precipitation out here. This front's going to stay north of us tonight, so I think we're going to stay mostly dry tonight aside from a sprinkle. Not too concerned about any active weather across the board tonight. That front, we're going to be on the south side of it again tomorrow, so we're going to stay mild tomorrow. In fact, pushing 50 in some spots tomorrow afternoon. The day's going to start just fine, but here comes the rain then, and it'll be here by dinner time at the latest, maybe even as early as mid-afternoon in some spots, and a pretty good slug of rain for tomorrow evening. But then the cold air is going to wrap in behind the system, and then we're going to change over to some snow showers. And these snow showers will then taper off to flurries by first thing Wednesday morning. So any problems with snow would be during the overnight. I think any residual issues are done with by the time most people are up and around for Wednesday morning. Maybe a flurry in spots. And then we're going to keep an eye on another fast-moving system for Thursday afternoon and Thursday night. Now, this is going to track pretty far to the south, but might spread some snow our way. In fact, it's pretty likely to spread some snow our way later on Thursday, and I'll talk about that system here in just a second. In the meantime, our modeling for Tuesday night, it's been kind of all over the place, but now we're starting to see the modeling come in better agreement. No big deal kind of a situation. We're talking about a slushy coating to perhaps an inch, at most 2 out of this. I think this is, as the kids say, NBD. No big deal for most of us tomorrow night. So here's our official snow map. This will be a big deal, enough to shovel and plow across northwest Ohio, northern Indiana, parts of southern Michigan, up into Ontario, parts of Quebec, and even far northwest PA and western New York. And I've got some parts of our region in the 1 to 3 zone. I think 3 is being generous. The more I look at the data, I think, again, coating to an inch, 2 at most. Best chance of 2 will be north of Interstate 80. That will be Tuesday night. All right, that system for Thursday is interesting. It's going to dive pretty far to the south, although this latest GFS has it a little farther north. But nonetheless, I think this will be another minor snow accumulation event for us starting mid to late afternoon Thursday, taking us into Thursday night. By Friday morning, some of us could wake up with a fresh maybe 1 to 3, something like that. That's just a first stab at this. Again, not a huge situation, but it could make for some slick travel during the overnight Thursday night, perhaps even as early as Thursday evening. So keep a close eye on that. Here's the European model. Odds of more than 1 inch worth of snow with that. And as you can see, our odds are pretty decent according to the European ensemble here. Once you're kind of south of Interstate 80, we're looking at odds, it's kind of in the 40 to 60% range in general. That's odds of more than 1 inch. So this is going to be a storm where your odds of getting more are actually the farther south you are. And the bullseye is probably across I-70 and points south with that Thursday afternoon, Thursday night storm. All right, I've been honking about this since late last week about the spring fever that's coming next week. Here's the 10-day temperature trend. Now, winter is not going to give up just yet. It's going to be below average Wednesday through the weekend, and perhaps even below freezing on Wednesday for the high. But then, like, flipping a switch again next week, and, this bar graph doesn't do it justice necessarily. I think middle of next week, Wednesday into Thursday, we could very well see our first 70-degree reading of the season. I think 75 could even be on the table if everything comes together. So it's going to be pretty remarkably warm during the middle of next week. So we have that to look forward to. In the meantime, we've got a few wintry challenges ahead of us over the next few days. So I'll have more updates on social media. You can catch my forecast tonight on 21 News at 11. And I'll see you back here Tuesday evening for more weather for Weather Geeks. Have a great night.